The village of Chandpur had always been known for its peaceful surroundings and beautiful landscapes. The villagers lived simple, humble lives, and nothing unusual ever seemed to happen. But there was one place on the outskirts of the village that was feared by everyone. The old abandoned mansion known as Mayajaal. Long ago, the mansion was home to a wealthy family, the Raza family. They were known for their kindness and generosity, but they had one secret that no one dared to speak of. The Raza family had made a deal with a mysterious figure, a sorcerer, in exchange for prosperity and wealth. But little did they know that Sorcerer's magic came at a terrible price. One stormy night, the entire family vanished without a trace, leaving behind only whispers and rumors. Some said they had been taken by the sorcerer, while others believed they had simply disappeared into thin air. Since then, the mansion had been left abandoned, its walls growing colder with each passing year, as if the house itself was cursed. As the years passed, the villagers kept their distance from Mayajaal, and no one dared to venture near it. But for young Ali, a curious boy from the village, the mansion was an irresistible mystery. Ali had always been drawn to the unknown, and he often wondered what lay inside the mansion. Despite the warnings from the elders, Ali's curiosity eventually got the better of him. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon and the air grew thick with an unsettling stillness, Ali decided to venture into Mayajaal. He had heard the stories, the whispers of its dark past, but he believed they were just tales to scare children. With a flashlight in hand, he approached the mansion's grand iron gates. The rusted gates creaked as he pushed them open, and he could feel the weight of the mansion's eerie presence as he stepped inside. The house loomed before him, its tall windows like dark eyes staring down at him. The front door was slightly ajar, as if inviting him inside. With a deep breath, Ollie pushed the door open and stepped into the foyer. The air inside was cold and musty, filled with the scent of decay. Dust covered every surface, and the once grand chandelier now hung crookedly from the ceiling, its crystals clinking faintly as if whispering secrets of the past. Ollie shivered, but pressed on, determined to uncover the truth behind the mansion's mysterious past. He walked down the long hallway, his footsteps echoing in the silence. As he passed each room, he noticed strange markings on the walls, symbols that looked like they had been drawn with blood. His heart raced, but he couldn't turn back. Now he reached the grand staircase, its marble steps worn with age. The staircase led to the second floor, and Ollie felt an inexplicable pull toward it. He ascended slowly, every step feeling heavier than the last. At the top of the stairs, a long hallway stretched before him, with several doors leading into dark rooms. One door, however, stood out. It was slightly open, revealing a faint light coming from within. Ollie cautiously approached it, his hand trembling. As he pushed the door open, inside, the room was strangely well preserved. A large mirror hung on the wall, reflecting the dim light from a candle that flickered on a nearby table. But as Ollie stepped into the room, he noticed something unsettling. The reflection in the mirror didn't match the room around him. Instead of the dimly lit, dusty room, the mirror reflected a grand, luxurious space, much like the mansion must have looked in its prime. In the reflection, he could see the figures of people moving as if they were still alive, still living in the mansion. Their faces were blurry, like ghosts trapped in time. Suddenly, the candle flickered violently, and the temperature in the room dropped. Ollie's breath turned to mist in the cold air, and a voice whispered from behind him, "You shouldn't have. Come here." Spinning around, Ali found himself face to face with a figure cloaked in shadows. The figure's eyes glowed a faint red, and its mouth twisted into a sinister grin. Ali's heart pounded in his chest as the figure stepped closer, its cold breath sending chills down his spine. "What do you want?" Ali managed to choke out, his voice barely a whisper. The figure's grin widened, and it reached out a skeletal hand. "The mansion is mine, and now you are mine too." Before Ali could react, the floor beneath him seemed to vanish, and he found himself falling into darkness. He screamed, but the darkness swallowed his voice, and soon he lost all sense of time and place. When he finally landed, he found himself in a vast, empty void. The only thing around him was the mirror, the same mirror from the room he had just been in. But now it reflected not just the mansion, but the endless void in which he stood. Ali could see the figures from the mirror, now closer, their faces distorted and hollow. They reached out toward him, their eyes empty, their mouths silently begging for Re.